This is 7.1 confidence interval for population proportion, and for question 4. Before I go to question 4, in question 3 I forgot to mention that you have to put down this R syntax, the binom conf, so that you get 1 point in your test. So if you look at question 3, this is actually worth 4 points in your test. 2 points on the finding the confidence interval and 2 points for the answering the question in this case. Now for question 4. Refer to M&M OK, that's a file name that includes data from 100 M&Ms. Again, 100 in this case is your N, you got 100 M&Ms. From the Mars company, it says that 16% of the M&Ms are green color. So use this sample data to construct a 95% confidence estimate the percentage of green M&M. What do you conclude about the claim? Now, since this question is asking us to find percentage, not proportion, then you have to write your answer in percentage. So be careful when you do this in your test or your online homework. You only do proportion in decimals, but once the question was in percentage, you have to change all this into percent. Means you move 2 decimal place to your right, or you multiply it by 100. So let's take a look at the M&M OK here. So again, we have to use the file choose, x equals to read table file choose, and you will pick the M&M OK file in this case, which we got right here. And when you look at this file, so this is the M&M OK in this case, just ignore the NA here. So there are 100 M&Ms here, and they're all labeled in different colors. There are 6 colors here. And what are all these numbers are? These numbers are actually is the weight for the M&Ms in grams. So what happens to this author is he opened up a bag of M&Ms and then he randomly picked 100 M&Ms out from this big bag, and he will kind of like weight them. So the first, let's say he opened up, he picked is a red M&Ms, so he will put it on a scale, and that red M&M is 0.751, and then he repeat again, he pick another one, and let's say that is blue and is and then he put in the weight, and that is 0.881 gram. So he repeat this for 100 random samples M&Ms, and he will put all the weight down here. So these are all the M&Ms he got. Now this weight is actually irrelevant, because don't forget this is proportion. Proportion is only used for categorical variables. Weight is a quantitative, is used for the mean. So it's going to work for, it's a quantitative variable, so it's going to do in mean. So that will be what we will use in 7.2, the next section. So this is proportion. So we're talking about just your x, which is number of success. So talking about x, we have n here, but x is not given to us. So you need to figure out, because this question is asking for green, so you need to figure out what is your x in this case, which is in this case, what is how many green M&Ms in this case. Okay, so in order for us to figure out how many green M&Ms, you just need to count how many green M&Ms in this 100. And you do the count because we know that there are what? 19 green M&Ms. So this is how you figure out how many M&Ms you have. You will also see this in your online homework, so make sure you guys know how to do this in your online homework. So don't look at all these numbers, you just need to count how many green M&Ms. In this case it's 19. So in order for us to figure out a 95% confidence interval, then you do the binom conf int. Since my x in this case is 19, we got 19 green M&Ms, and we got 100 sample size, and you need to find a 95% confidence interval. So don't forget this, you need to copy and paste into your notes, because this worth a point in your test. So the 95% confidence interval in this case will be given us by 0.113 and 0.267. However, if you write this in your test, you will get half a point, and they will mark you wrong because the question wants us in percentage. So this is around 11.3% to 26.7%. Again, class, if you forget to put the percent next to it, I also will deduct some points out from here. So this is how we find the 95% confidence interval. Now, if you ignore the conf level 0.95 in your binom conf int, you will still get the same thing. The reason why is because that if you don't if you put down what is your confidence level, in this case your R will default it as 95%, only 95%. So for 98, 99, 90 other percentages, you do need to put the conf level in here. Okay, and then this question is asking is once you finish to find the confidence interval, what do you conclude about the claim for 16%? So my question is 16% inside or outside this range? In this case, since 16% is inside this confidence interval, so in this case the conclusion is valid because 16% is inside the confidence interval. So this is how we're going to do question 4 in your homework here.